Hi everyone! So you guys haven't heard from me in a while, at least not on Instagram stories, and the last I've been posting was in Paris, that was some time ago. So I'm glad to be back again. I was pretty busy with some projects of mine. The biggest and latest one is actually an exciting project that I'm doing. It's an arrangement or transcription of the Christmas hymn, O Holy Night, for advanced piano. So I've been rushing it to get it ready for Christmas because just in case some of you would like to download and play my arrangement, you have some time to do it before Christmas is actually over. So it's finally done. I'm so excited to share it with you. But before that, I actually do need to practice it because it turned out to be harder than I thought. And you know, even the composer himself does have to practice his own pieces sometimes, you know. Here's how it looks like. I have it on my ebook reader already. Yeah, so it's 13 pages and I'm really excited to do a recording of it and let you hear it as soon as I can. But for now, I would just like to go through a little bit of, I don't know, my ideas, inspirations, a little bit of teaser, if you may. So I started off with a kind of beginning intro that is totally my original melody, but I thought was fitting quite well. So the beginning intro sounds something like this. And then the melody comes in. So I hope you guys like the intro. This is just the first of many teasers to come. But I started off in the relative minor key. So this is actually written in E flat major, but I started in a minor key because this is what I like to do. If the piece is major, I like to start a little bit in a contrasting character, you know, something a little bit more, especially winter, right? Why I chose minor, because it's cold and it's a little bit solemn and a little bit, you know, it's icy, you know. So I thought like the key of C minor is quite suitable, and you know, so it has this really wintry, snowy landscape, you know. At least that's how I perceive it to be, you know. And it's kind of first going down, kind of, and then now it kind of grows, you know, like, and here now we have a counter melody, as what you call in music. It's when a second melody comes into the picture. So it's like, but then you have this, you know, so together. And I like this, introducing this melody quite early on, because throughout the piece there are little interjections of this second melody coming in, so like a duet. And I think this piece is quite nice for as a duet. So that's how it comes, and then it comes back again. As I said, now it has more rippers in the bass line, you know. I love 7 chords, you know. It's a bit, yeah. And then you have, it modulates without you even knowing, you know. This is still part of C minor, basically. But then, suddenly, before you know it, you're in a new key. The key of E flat major, which is more warm, more positive. And then it goes on. Alright, so tomorrow for another teaser. Let me know if you have any questions and just ask me anything pertaining to this piece or pertaining to composing in general. Alright, on to the second part of our video, explaining the ideas behind my arrangement of O Holy Night. So we were talking about the introduction the last time. Now let's go on to the main stanza, the verse. The verse has a very simple accompanying figure. It's this very arch-like broken chords, they call it in music. It's like, an arch of notes going da 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 dee da da dee da da dee da da. It looks like this. As you can see, it's very consistent, not many different note values. It's just quarter notes moving in a rounded arch-like circle. Let me play a little bit for you. And then now, higher register. So as you can see, it's very warm, it's very calm, and it continually flows, And talk about this lower and higher register. We talked about in the first video that I wanted to introduce already a counter melody over here. So the beginning was, and then now I have this new counter melody. To get people warmed up to the idea that there is not just one singer in this piece, but there is a second person that is singing with, you know what I mean? Like there's always it's always a duet, And it's the same when the melody starts. It starts in the tenor register, and I really like this register. I really, really do this. Because it sounds so much like a tenor, the tone color, For example, Liebestraum by Liszt. Also in a similar register, and you can feel the warmth, and with these rippling figures there. Later in the second stanza, I increased I have this thing what they call rhythmic diminution, is when the rhythm gets, the rhythmic values, so the note values, the duration of the notes get smaller, more compressed, and they become triplets. So in the second stanza, it looks like this. And first in the right hand only, but then in the left hand as well. The second stanza sounds like this. And then now left hand is becoming more wavy as well. And it builds up a lot of tension, which was my point. So firstly, these triplet figures make the music sound a little bit more restless somehow, and it's more momentum in the music somehow. But then later on, when the left hand is also doing this broken chorded figures, I do a kind of thing, 3 against 2 rhythmic division. So the right hand is always doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, so triplets. The left hand is always 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, which means the left hand is playing its notes in between the right hand. 1, 2, and So when played fast, it sounds like it's almost clashing with each other. It creates more density in the texture. And it feels even more restless, like there's friction between the hands. And this is perfect because this is what I want to achieve, because I'm trying to build tension until it comes to this. Yeah, whoops. Yeah, I got too excited there. All right, on to our third part of the video, describing the ideas and inspirations behind my arrangement of O Holy Night. Let's talk about then the melody that follows after the stanza. So, where that means this part here. And for me, this changes the character, because at the beginning, the melody sounds more pious, like almost like a prayer, more intimate. Spiritual. You know? But then when it switches to this, for me, the feeling, it's like there's more anticipation in the melody. And it's more hopeful in a way also. And more swinging. The melody swings and sways a lot more, you know? And why I feel there's more anticipation is because this exact thing repeats 2 times, one after another. And then again, maybe stronger. And then the proclamation comes. Fall on your knees. You know? And so the character then changes again to a much more serious, more solemn character in a way, yeah? And that's why I wanted to change the texture, not to be so stable anymore. Bum, 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 bim, bum, bum, bum. It's all good and stable, but now I wanted something a lot more flowing. So what I did was I incorporated smaller rhythmic values, and also playing between the hands, which means that the accompaniment starts in one hand, continues in another, goes back to this hand, goes to the next. So it's like as though you're tossing a ball from one hand to another, juggling a ball or something, you know? And it looks like this, as you can see. Yeah. Let me play it for you so you get an idea how it sounds like. Yeah, pardon the mistakes. I have to practice it. Like I said, it's not so easy. If I take away the melodic notes, you can see that the left hand starts off the figure, da, 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 and then gives it to the right hand. And then left hand, right hand, and then, now it goes the other way around. First is ascending, rum, rum, rum. Now it's rum, rum, rum. It goes the other direction. So it's a lot more movement, and it's like more restless, you know? And this is this anticipation feeling that I'm trying to capture over here. In the second stanza, it becomes even more, how do you say? It becomes even more restless, because then I use semiquavers, so even shorter rhythmic values, but not necessarily more restless in this case. And you will see why. Because in the second stanza, I want to build up the tension, but I want to also hold a little bit the climax until this. Yeah, because this is the real climactic point in the music. So in the second stanza, in this same place, I kind of do a kind of repeated figure, like a kind of bubbly figure. You know what I mean? It's bubbles, right? So it's bubbling. And then explodes to this fiery passage that leads to the coda. So I want to hold the excitement, you know. It's like this bubble figure. It's like holding the excitement here. And then I introduce a new motif, as they call it. Da, 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 dum, ba, 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 bum. It's kind of like, imagine a brass instrument. Ba, 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 bum, ba, 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 bum. You know, like a brassy instrument there, announcing that something is coming, you know? It's like really a welcoming party kind of motif here. And this same figure, pa, 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 pum, later I use at the end in the climax. And I will talk about it more in the next video. So, hope you enjoyed this one, and till next time. So hi guys. Here to our fourth part of the video, behind the scenes of my arrangement of Oh Holy Night. Let's talk about the part after, so I would say the chorus, yeah? So it goes into a minor key. Becomes much more solemn, more serious, you know? And in this case, it goes to the key of C minor, which is basically the key that I started with. Yeah? So now after this, now to minor. So, as you can see, the mood becomes a lot more solemn now, and I didn't want to overcrowd it too much with too many bass notes. So that's why I have longer note values. I alternate between kind of an open question, you know? Like someone is thinking, like someone's being pensive, having pensive thoughts, you know? Like... So it's growing a little bit and yeah, and so it started off here, and then it goes down, and then now, so it gets more sonorous, deeper, darker. And then back to major. And so in the right hand, it's kind of like an echo. It's like you're standing in a mountain and you're shouting, you know, fall, 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 fall on your knees, 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 you know, and it should be played like that. That's my intention, you know. So it's like you're thinking and also hearing as the echo is going away, your thoughts are drifting away, and you're back again, you know. And then back to major. It stops here again as it catches his breath, and drum roll. And then here, for the first time, you already hear this da 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 dee, ba 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 bee, da 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 da. This figure which comes 2 times later in the piece. This is a kind of like trumpet figure, like a brass instrument. Ba 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 ba. Like a fanfare, you know, like something is announcing someone's arrival, you know. The arrival of Jesus Christ. So that was my intention here. Now, in the second time, when this passage comes back again, after the second stanza, it's a lot more tense. Why? Because the climax is reached. So I changed the character already before. You know, in the previous video we talked about this section. Yeah, we had this bubbly figure. So it's an anticipation, but it's kept under wraps, you know. And then it's like. And then now I let loose, you know, everything. So now it's like cascading figures that's really bright, like lightning, you know. You know? So it's very different character from this pensive. No, in this case it's like really really total frenzy here. And and after that, oh, I have to practice this part. I just finished writing it today actually. And then now comes that figure again. The final announcement. Okay, I really have to practice this. That's the final climatic moment. Can you imagine? And then the opening melody, my original idea, comes back. But in major, but not E flat major, C major, a different key altogether, signifying hope.